What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. I am the Poetic Healer, and in today's video, we're going to be reading the poem Soul Train Through Space. Alright, let's get to it. As the soul travels through each dimension, the way of the path is filled with lessons. Day passes by just as the sun in the sky. For spectrums of life, there are both sides. Getting caught on polarity is truly a calamity. All the answers of that situation is catastrophe. That is why it's important to follow the center path. Life is not all logic, everything isn't explained through math. At times, situation forces one to run away from their problems. To solve the issue of a situation, find its root and cut them. Life is so much more easier when it's done freely. The power is created internally with amazing abilities, and that is soul trained through space. So it says, as soul travels through each dimension, the way of the path is filled with lessons. So that line represents as you're going through your experiences in your life, and you going through each dimension is aka different mentalities, different experiences. That's your dimensions. Each time you go through an experience, that's a dimension. That's a portal to a new dimension. And that dimension is meant to give you lessons and wisdom when you go through those experiences, if you're wise enough to be able to catch them. And then it says, the way of the path is filled with lessons. So, yeah, so your experiences are filled with lessons. So, the more you learn through your lessons and the more you actually learn how to master those experiences, so next time you can be able to overcome them. That's when you're actually traveling properly through space. You're traveling through your dimension, traveling through your experiences. It says, day passes by just as the sun in the sky. For spectrums of life, there are both sides. So, everything is a cycle. Just like you see the sun goes, makes its way for the moon, or the day makes its way for the night, that's a cycle. That's the same thing. So you're a cycle also. You're always going through cycles. And some things will repeat itself to make sure to see that have you learned the lesson from that experience, or are you still going to repeat the same mistake? Um, and then it says, getting caught on polarity is truly a calamity. All the answers of that situation is catastrophe. So polarity, like I've said in my videos, everything's duality. So you don't want to get lost in one side. You want to learn how to master both sides so that you know when to take one side when you need to, and know when to relieve yourself of the other. And you know how to do that in cycles. So it's very important for you to learn both aspects of each situation before making your decision in life. And then it says, that is why it's important to follow the center path. Life is not all logic, everything isn't explained through math. And that's just saying that everything's all about being in the center, being more in tune with your space, being more in tune with your soul, being more in tune with God, being more in tune with the universe, being more in tune with the collective. You know what I mean? Once you're in tune with yourself, that's when you can know how to be with other people. So the more you learn how to be in the center path, and you're not lost in polarity, you're not lost in things that are dragging you into taking sides. Anything that drags you into taking sides is something that you have to be careful for. You have to be knowledge on. And once you know how to master your center path, that's when you know how to control both aspects. Uh, and then he says, life is not all logic. Everything isn't explained through math. So, because especially we live in a very logic celebrated world, right? You know, we live in a very celebrated logical world. But you have to realize that a lot of things is very not just one sided. A lot of things are both aspects. You have to learn how to master your logic just as well. You have to learn how to master your intuition, your internal energies, your internal abilities. You know what I mean? If you're just lost in the physical world, lost into the physical abilities, you would never learn how to master your mental abilities. So it's very important to master your mental abilities as well. And for you to master your mental abilities is to tap into the subconscious world, tap into more of your internal energy. You know what I mean? And the more you can do that, the more you be more creative in whatever you're doing. It will just come more creative, will come more expressive and more charismatic. And then it says, at times situations forces one to run away from their problems. To solve the issue of a situation, find its root and cut them. So situations can force you to run away. You know, things that remind you of things that or holding you back. You might try to run away from these situations, but everything is a cycle. So it's always going to come back to you. So it's very important for you to acknowledge these situations, acknowledge these mentalities, these experiences that once held a grip on you, and learn how to master that, learn how to let it go. And once you can let these things go, those things no longer have a stronghold on you no more. You know what I mean? The more you fight on those things, the more you fight those things, the more it has power and it can drain your energy. But the more you let it go, the more that entity has to go with that whole energy. And it has to hold that energy by itself. You know, it's like a seesaw. They want so the force or that entity wants you to be in a seesaw, trying to balance everything by yourself. And sometimes they might help you carry some things, and sometimes they might dump a lot of trauma or baggage on you. But the more you realize that, wait a minute, I can just leave the seesaw, they have to carry all that by themselves. So that's a very good strategy to utilize when people are trying to draw you into a duality situation. And then it says, life is so much more easier when it's done freely. The power is created internally with amazing abilities. So the more you're free in your expression, the more you're free to be yourself, the more you allow yourself to be happy, the more you allow yourself to have an ease of mind, the more you allow yourself to express yourself in the way you want to truly express yourself and be in environments that actually facilitate that. If you're in an environment where you're trying to express yourself, but the environment doesn't facilitate that, it's going to be very hard for you to express yourself and express that charismatic gifts. So you have to be very mindful of the environment you're in. And is this an environment that is conducive to your abilities and your capabilities? And then it says the power is created internally with amazing abilities. So, excuse me, that part there is saying the power is created internally with amazing abilities. Everything's from the subconscious mind, everything's from the internal. You have to dive into that dark, deep, dark energy within you when you close your eyes, that subconscious world, that it has a mixture of different colors, different lights, different vibrations, different frequencies, all mashed up into one. And it's up to you to just get your massive cup and dip in as much as you can through that cosmic primordial water to be able to pour it into your mental seed. And once you pour that dark primordial water into your mental seed, it can finally grow and grow into the light. You know what I'm saying? So it's a very beautiful process that you need to learn how to do for you to manifest things into your life. You have to get that dark primordial water, aka your subconscious mind, the subconscious mind of that wave. Get some, pour it into your mental seed, whatever you want to achieve in life, your vision and goals, and just keep watering it, and it will keep growing, and then it will eventually grow into the light. And yeah, guys, that is Soul Train Through Space. Hope you guys gain something new from those poems and analyzation. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you soon.